Good morning, students. Today we will study about the qualities of a good questionnaire. In my last class, I explained you what are the questionnaires. Questionnaires are the set of questions, the same set of questions which are given to the respondents. Respondents are those from whom we have to collect the answers. The same set of questions are given to all, and the questionnaires are made for some basic or particular purposes. So what we call as a good questionnaire, there should be some number of qualities. So what are that qualities should hold by a good questionnaire? Are these. First, the limited number of questions. Respondents should not get confused by seeing so many questions. So there should be limited number of questions which can solve our purpose. Purpose means purpose of investigation. Then simplicity. Especially the language should be very simple so that even the illiterate respondent, illiterate I mean to say those who are not very much skillful, even they can also understand the meaning of that question. Then proper order of questions should be there. For example, if the questionnaire is there, it should start with the name, area, or the age, gender, whatever is required. It should not hold at last. Then the questions which are of no use should not be entered in the questionnaire. Questions should be non-controversial. Nowadays, everything comes to the media, comes to the public platform. There should not be any kind of question or language which can create any kind of controversy. Then calculations. Calculations which in some questions involve calculations by the respondent, but that should be avoided because everybody is not good in the calculation method. Then some questions are to be asked from the informants on trial basis. If these answers involve some difficulty, then it should be removed. It means before finalizing the questionnaire, there should be a pre-testing of the questions. Then proper instructions are to be given in the questionnaire. एंड क्रॉस वेरिफिकेशन शुड बी डन. क्रॉस वेरिफिकेशन का मतलब है कि उन क्वेश्चंस को अच्छी तरह से चेक कर लेना कि वाकई ये उसी यूज़ के हैं जिस पर्पज़ से हमें इंटरव्यू करना है, जिस पर्पज़ से हमें रिसर्च और कंक्लूजन्स निकालने हैं. देन रिक्वेस्ट फॉर रिटर्न. इसका मतलब ये है कि जब अपन क्वेश्चनेयर भरवाते हैं किसी से, देन इट शुड रिटर्न टू द पर्सन ऑल्सो, द एजेंसी ऑल्सो हु आर कंडक्टिंग द सर्वे. Here you can see the example of questionnaire. All the necessary inputs are there and the answers are expected with the minimum language or the minimum words. So here we start now with the secondary method. Primary data हमने देख लिया. What are the sources of primary data? Primary data are taken for the first time. It holds the originality. Secondary data are that data which are compiled by using the primary data as their main source. So secondary data, the broad classification of secondary data is two. That is published sources and unpublished sources. Published sources are those which are published through various media factors. First is government publication. Government publication means the survey report, the census report, report on currency, the banking audit, Reserve Bank of India bulletin, the Government of India manifesto. That all comes under government publications. Then exactly same as that of government publication, the semi-government publication is there. Semi-government publication means the same type of publications but made by either the metropolitan councils, municipal corporations or any other corporations like that. Then report on committees and commissions. Reports of committees and commissions. There are several commissions who are working like Planning Commission, Finance Commission, Monopolies Commission and several other commissions which are held like some that जांच कमेटी वगैरह जो बैठती है, इंक्वायरी कमीशंस. So what report they publish, that are also a part of published sources of secondary data. Then publications of trade associations. Trade associations means the or companies, factories, there the employees unions are there. They are making the associations, and whatever general's code of conduction they disclose, that is known as publications of trade associations. Then publications of research institutes. So many research institutes are there. Okay, nowadays you are studying, reading about Indian Institute of Virology in Pune. Whatever report they are publishing, that can come under publications of research institutes. Then journals and papers. Journals and papers are those which the research students they publish, they create their own findings, that comes under journals and papers. Then publication of research scholars. Research scholars are those who are doing PhD. They also publish their findings. And then international publications by the international organizations. So all these are the examples of published sources. Now we will move on to the unpublished sources. So unpublished sources are all those sources by which we come to know about several findings, but they are not officially published anywhere. Understood? Thank you.